eyes open. I've reborn in another world. I went from being a gang girl in my past life to the arrogant heiress of a Chaebol. I knew it between heaven, earth, sovereign, parents, and teacher. I am heaven here. Yoon Kyung-joo, what on earth are you doing? Before I could react, my head was shoved hard against the floor. Wasn't I just on the streets leading my gang in a brawl? How did I suddenly find myself transmigrated into another world? In an instant, my head felt like it was splitting open, a near-death sensation washing over me. I hadn't expected to die instantly from that bullet to the head. And now, I transmigrated into the body of a Chaebol heiress in this other world, Yoon Kyung-joo. Yoon Kyung-joo's father was a famous, well-established Chaebol here, shrewd in business and decisive in action. Her mother was a renowned university professor, accomplished and stunningly beautiful. What's more, Kyung-joo was the product of her parents' free-spirited love, cherished from the moment she was born. After learning about Kyung-joo's background, I was practically fuming at this fool. Holding a hand of all aces, she'd managed to play such a terrible game. Who would have guessed? Yoon Kyung-joo turned out to be a world-class fool for love, nearly severing ties with her parents over a man. That man was just a lowly employee under her father, using his good looks to play several Chaebol heiresses like puppets. And now, after running away from home in a fit of anger with her parents, she'd been caught by another heiress smitten with Lee Junmin. That girl seized the chance to bring a bunch of delinquents to give her a vicious beating. Thinking of this, I couldn't help but sneer. With a family background like this, I knew it between heaven, earth, sovereign, parents, and teacher. I am heaven here. The delinquent girls took a few fearful steps back, watching the smirking Yoon Kyung-joo rise to her feet. Yoon-hee, are you sure this is okay? She's Chairman Yoon's daughter. Park Yoon-hee looked at Yoon Kyung-joo before her, an inexplicable sense of terror suddenly rising within her. She had never seen such a resolute look in Kyung-joo's eyes before. It reminded her of Kyung-joo's mother, who was equally determined and unwavering in her ways. Back then, Park Yoon-hee's own aunt had long been infatuated with Kyung-joo's father, desperate to marry Chairman Yoon, even resorting to underhanded tactics. Yet Chairman Yoon adamantly rejected Chaebol marriages of convenience, looking down on Yoon-hee's aunt. Ironically, because of the aunt's meddling, Chairman Yoon and Kyung-joo's mother ended up in a sweet romance, eventually giving birth to Kyung-joo. Since then, Park Yoon-hee had loathed Yoon Kyung-joo intensely. Everything Kyung-joo liked, she had to snatch for herself. She, Park Yoon-hee, would make this Yoon Chaebol heiress taste what it was like to have something taken from her. Heh, just a few small fry like you. Hey, come at me together. I cracked my knuckles and stretched, not giving Park Yoon-hee and the others time to react before throwing a punch. In my past life, I was a gang leader on the streets, someone who wouldn't flinch even when firing an AK-47. Dealing with these few delinquent girls was like bringing a tank to a knife fight. Yoon Kyung-joo, how dare you? The girls were instantly knocked to the ground, unable to move. What wouldn't I dare? You're laughable. I slowly crouched down and gripped Park Yoon-hee's wrist. Yoon-hee's pupils dilated instantly. The smile on the girl's face before her reeked of death. No, it can't be. She's just a useless waste. A coward who wouldn't even speak loudly in front of her. Snap! Just one sound. Her wrist was broken. Park Yoon-hee's face twisted into an indescribable shape. The other small fry, seeing Yoon-hee's fate, dragged their injured bodies and fled. They didn't even dare glance back at Park Yoon-hee, lying on the ground wailing, for fear that this demon would set her sights on them next. Who's next? Talking to myself, I stepped on Park Yoon-hee's shoulder, grinding my heel down hard. Park Yoon-hee cried out in pain, her venomous gaze fixed on the person before her, swearing a silent vow. Yoon Kyung-joo, you remember this. The humiliation of today, one day, I will make you pay in blood. Kyung-joo, you're finally back. You scared me to death. The moment I returned home, Chairman Yoon, seeing his daughter return of her own accord, was moved to tears. It wasn't that he couldn't find his daughter. It was just that the more he protected her, the more Kyung-joo resented her father's control. Chairman Yoon had no choice but to send bodyguards to follow her from a distance. When he'd learned Kyung-joo was bullied, his heart nearly broke. I won't interfere with you and Lee Junmin anymore. If you truly like him, I'll discuss it with your mother and have him come to the house to talk about your engagement. Chairman Yoon sat on the sofa, looking as if he'd aged 10 years. He knew all too well what kind of person Lee Junmin was. With his power, he could crush him as easily as stepping on a cockroach. But if he really did that, his daughter Kyung-joo would probably never forgive him. For his daughter's sake, he had to compromise. Who said I want to marry Lee Jun-min? Yoon Kyung-joo looked at her loving father before her, feeling a long-lost sense of familial warmth. He's not worthy of me, father. I never want to see him again. Chairman Yoon stared at his suddenly changed daughter, wondering if he was dreaming, afraid she might change her mind. Good. Good. You must be hungry. What would you like to eat? I'll have the housekeeper make it right now. No. I'll make it for you myself. I rubbed my hand, gazing at the mansion before me as if in a dream. Ha 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 ha. I, Yoon Pin-ru, have returned, reborn for a second life. This time I'm going to conquer it all. Before the butler could even finish drying my bath, the security at the gate informed my father that a Mr. Lee Jun-min was at the entrance asking for me. Chairman Yoon frowned. He was just about to say to send him away when he saw Yoon Kyung-joo coming down the stairs. What's wrong, Kyung-joo? Isn't your bath ready yet? Of course. I understood what my father was worried about. Lee Jun-min was extremely skilled in his methods. Otherwise, he couldn't have so thoroughly bewitched the former Yoon Kyung-joo. But now, everything had changed. I wondered how Jun-min would react upon seeing the current Yoon Kyung-joo. It's fine, father. I'll be back soon. I picked up a glass of red wine from the table and walked out. This was my pre-bath ritual. Before I even reached the main gate, I saw Lee Jun-min standing there holding a bouquet of flowers. What is it, Jun-min? I asked, feigning confusion. I had heard everything clearly when my father was on the phone earlier, giving the order to fire Lee Jun-min. Dealing with this kind of person, kicking him out of my father's company was already like taking his life. Kyung-joo, please. Can you talk to the chairman? Ask him not to fire me. Lee Jun-min looked as if he was deeply wronged, handing me the flowers. I looked at the bouquet in his hand with disgust. It was clearly a cheap, random purchase from a street vendor. Even the petals I used for my bath wouldn't be this low grade. Just how blind was the former Yoon Kyung-joo to think such cheap gestures equaled happiness? Seeing me unmoved, Lee Jun-min panicked. Back then, to get a job at MG Company, he had exerted immense effort, even going so far as to make deals with figures old enough to be his mother. Now, the fate of his job rested entirely on Yoon Kyung-joo's whim. Huh? How could that be, Jun-min appa? What happened? I put on an innocent face, questioningly. Jun-min. This guy, while at the company, had embezzled quite a bit of money from the accounts and falsified invoices under my name, thinking I didn't know. I just made a small mistake at work, and the chairman wants to kick me out. Lee Jun-min stammered, naturally not daring to tell the truth. Oh, is that so, Jun-min appa? I nodded. Lee Jun-min sneered inwardly. What Chaebol chairman? Still played right into my hands. I took a sip of the red wine from my glass. The taste is really good, Jun-min appa, don't you think? Huh? What the? I flashed a brilliant smile, lifted the glass, and poured the red wine right over Lee Jun-min's head. Lee Jun-min clearly hadn't expected me to do this. A trace of resentment flashed across his face, though I didn't notice. Just then, Park Yoon-hee, her hand bandaged, rushed to the scene. Hey, what are you doing? Yoon Kyung-joo, have you lost your mind? I looked at the two of them with disgust. Why were these flies and moths all rushing over to annoy me today? Yoon-hee, how can you say that? I just accidentally spilled some wine on Jun-min appa. Isn't that right, Jun-min appa? I wore a harmless, pure expression on my face, tilting my head to look at Lee Jun-min. Lee Jun-min forced a stiff smile. Yes, Yoon-hee. Kyung-joo didn't mean it. Park Yoon-hee stamped her foot in anger. Jun-min appa, how can you be fooled by her too? Look at my hand. This is her doing. I looked at Park Yoon-hee's tightly bandaged hand and couldn't help but laugh. Ha 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 ha, Yoon-hee. The school's 80th anniversary celebration is in a few days. You're not intentionally giving up the lead dancer position to me, are you? Hearing about the lead dancer position, Park Yoon-hee's eyes immediately gleamed. The light dance team being the finale performance at S University's anniversary celebration every year wasn't just due to their outstanding skill, but also because their patron was that significant figure Choi Soo-min. Choi Soo-min, hailed as a business prodigy and elite, came from a prestigious background. He took over as chairman at 22 and instantly ranked among the top 3 on the national list of most influential figures. Elegant and gentle yet decisive and efficient, he was the dream Chaebol heir in every young woman's heart. As the lead dancer of the team, Park Yoon-hee would have a chance to meet Choi Soo-min. Such a golden opportunity, how could she let Yoon Kyung-joo have it? Thinking this, Park Yoon-hee no longer cared to fuss over Lee Jun-min in front of her. Yoon Kyung-joo, Just you wait. Who will have the last laugh is yet to be decided. An Aston Martin slowly drove into the school grounds, but no one could see who was inside. The surrounding students buzzed with discussion. Even though this was a prestigious private school, the principal had repeatedly issued strict orders forbidding students from arriving in luxury cars. Even Yoon Kyung-joo was no exception. Kyung-joo, you look so beautiful today. It's like you're a different person. Kim Soo-ri hopped over to my side. She was my closest friend at school. I linked arms with Kim Soo-ri. Soo-ri, with the anniversary rehearsals lately, of course I have to dress up a bit. Huh? Whose car is that? Why is it parked here? I followed Soo-ri's gaze and frowned. Just then, the car door opened, and a man in a sharp suit and sunglasses stepped out. Choi Soo-min! It's Choi Soo-min! A girl recognized him and screamed. Instantly, the crowd erupted. Ah, Jinja! It's Soo-min Appa, my dream man. Hey, you in front. Stop dreaming. Look at yourself. What makes you think Soo-min Appa would look at you? I can't believe we'd see Soo-min Sunbi here. Didn't he already graduate? Why is he at school? You dummy. Soo-min Sunbi is our anniversary celebration's patron. Of course he'd come during rehearsals. Choi Soo-min ignored the chattering girls swarming around and walked straight toward Yoon Kyung-joo. Choi Soo-min. The name sounded unfamiliar. I had no memory of this person. Choi Soo-min stopped in front of me. Hey, Yoon Kyung-joo, get in the car. Kim Soo-ri was stunned, frantically nudging me, who was still in a daze. Kyung-joo, he's telling you to get in the car. I remained unmoved. Mr. Choi, I don't believe we're acquainted. As for getting into a stranger's car, I think a woman needs to be cautious about such things. Choi Soo-min slowly took off his sunglasses, revealing a pair of mesmerizing eyes that gave me a start. Yoon Kyung-joo, if you're avoiding me, you don't need to resort to such a cliché, tacky method as pretending to have amnesia under the envious, jealous gazes of everyone. I got into the Aston Martin, but I was restless, because I hadn't walked in myself. I had been picked up and unceremoniously dumped into the passenger seat by Choi Soo-min. What is our relationship? I cautiously asked the man driving beside me. His driving speed was something else. Choi Soo-min reached into the back seat and scooped up a large bouquet of Louis XIV roses, placing them in my arms. What do you think our relationship is? He raised an eyebrow. What in the meowing world is going on? Why is there not a single piece of information about Choi Soo-min in my mind? Could it be a butterfly effect caused by my rebirth? Or did the original female lead really do something to Choi Soo-min, leaving me with a tangled peach blossom? Yoon Kyung-joo, Choi Soo-min slammed on the brakes. Caught off guard, I thudded against the dashboard, immediately raising a large bump on my forehead. Aish! Are you completely insane? I was so angry I started cursing. Was there something wrong with this guy's head? First, flamboyantly parking his car at the school gate to block me, then forcibly driving off with me in front of everyone without saying where we were going. Now suddenly stopping, making me bump my head. I covered my face. Kim Soo-ri would definitely laugh at me to death tomorrow. Take your hand away. Choi Soo-min suddenly leaned his face closer. I watched as his face came nearer and nearer. Nearer and nearer. He wouldn't. He wasn't going to. I slapped my hand over his mouth. I'm sorry, Mr. Choi. I don't have a habit of playing games in cars, even with handsome men. Choi Soo-min looked at me with a deeply resentful expression. What are you thinking? I just wanted to check on your head. He seemed to steel himself, then took my hand and said, Yoon Kyung-joo, whether you believe it or not, I am someone who has died once before. In this life, I've come to save you. I nodded. I believe you. Choi Soo-min. He had made such a grand scene, and she believed him just like that. So there really are people naive enough to believe a prince from a fairy tale would come to save a princess. Truly worthy of being the invincible lovesick fool, Yoon Kyung-joo. So, you really don't know me? I shot him a resentful glare. So he was just messing with me earlier. Why would you think I'd believe what you said? I retorted. Because we're both people who have been reborn once. Choi Soo-min dropped this bombshell directly, putting me instantly on guard. Don't be afraid. When you got in the car, you kept asking me what our relationship was. That's when I guessed you might also be someone reborn once. Except you're not the original Yoon Kyung-joo. Because the original Yoon Kyung-joo didn't know me at all. That was why he had come looking for me. Tell me, what exactly are you saving me from? I stroked my chin. So, the heavens sent me into this Chaebol heiress's body with a mission after all. I knew heaven wouldn't let me off so easily, giving me a fresh start only to stack it with debuffs. Actually, In my past life, you never met me. I just knew that the only daughter of the Yoon family died of illness a few years after getting married. Then, your mother became severely depressed from grief, and Chairman Yoon also fell into a decline, barely managing the company anymore. And that wasn't the end. I heard the son-in-law took advantage after taking over, stole company secrets, seized power in one move, replaced Chairman Yoon, and became the new chairman. Chairman Yoon then mysteriously vanished completely one night. Choi Soo-min paused. The most important thing is, in my past life, I was just a Chaebol heir who only knew how to eat, drink, and have fun. After your Yoon family fell, the new chairman immediately went after our Choi family once he took power, and even had me killed. I died a miserable death. Choi Soo-min sighed dramatically at the sky. In his past life, heaven knew who he had offended. They dumped him, a living person, in a vast mountain range, with no food, water, or way out. He starved to death. He didn't know what happened after that. As for why Choi Soo-min came to test me, it was because he realized the reason for his miserable death was connected to me. My not knowing him meant that this version of me had also been reborn. Perhaps the key to changing fate was in our own hands. Why are you looking at me like that? You don't believe me, do you? Everything I said is true. Choi Soo-min noticed I was looking at him like he was an idiot. I patted his head, expressing my deep belief in his words. Then tell me, what was the name of that deadbeat husband of mine? I heard. It seemed to be Lee something Min. Interesting. Really interesting. So the final boss villain is still in his most pathetic rookie stage. The question was how to nip him in the bud. That was indeed a good question. The moment I walked into the rehearsal room, a row of eyes turned to look at me in unison. Park Yoon-hee was the first to challenge me. Yoon Kyung-joo, where on earth have you been? Do you know we have rehearsal today? You're this late, do you have any sense of collective honor? Teacher, I suggest replacing Yoon Kyung-joo. She's just a newcomer with no real skill anyway. Kim Soo-ri spoke up indignantly. Even though Kyung-joo is new, her singing and dancing aren't inferior to yours. Besides, replacing someone would mean reworking all the formations. Right, teacher? The teacher nodded. Kyung-joo, since you're here now, hurry and join the training. I put down the bouquet in my hand and had just taken my position when Park Yoon-hee started again. Yoon Kyung-joo, your hair is such a mess. How can you dance like that? Are you deliberately trying to mess up our practice? Oh, and you brought flowers? Are you here for school or for a date? A girl beside her tugged at Park Yoon-hee's sleeve. Stop it, Yoon-hee. You saw how Soo-min Sunbi was acting earlier. Maybe Kyung-joo is dating Soo-min Sunbi. Mentioning Choi Soo-min made Park Yoon-hee even angrier. She was the lead dancer. So why did Soo-min Appa go straight to Yoon Kyung-joo as soon as he arrived? Oh, please. Yoon Kyung-joo, you think you can seduce Soo-min Sunbi? Take a look at yourself. I let out a cold snort, making her shudder and instinctively reach for her wrist. I cursed Choi Soo-min inwardly. This is all his fault. Driving so fast and messing up my perfectly styled hair, then forcing me to carry these flowers back. Your hand healed, did it, Park Yoon-hee? Should I break both of them for you this time? Park Yoon-hee was so scared she hid behind the teacher. Teacher, look at her. Enough. No more arguing. Both of you, go back to your spots. The teacher spoke as if to Park Yoon-hee but pointed at me. In front of everyone, I couldn't do much to Park Yoon-hee, so I silently retreated to the back. Aish! Why are you standing in the very last row? Yoon Kyung-joo. Choi Soo-min spotted me in the corner the moment he walked in. Hey, you're the teacher, right? How can you be so biased? I think Yoon Kyung-joo dances perfectly well. Why not make her the lead dancer? He shed his earlier goofy demeanor, putting on his sunglasses with an air of nonchalance, the aura of a Chaebol heir pressing down on everyone. The teacher nearly bowed to the ground in deference. Yes, I'll arrange it immediately. Please wait a moment. I thought sorely. This guy really knows how to put on a show. We're both Chaebols, but the status gap is this big. Hearing this, Park Yoon-hee rushed up to Choi Soo-min in a panic. That's not fair, teacher. Yoon Kyung-joo is just a newcomer. The lead dancer position should be based on skill. How can you let someone use connections? Choi Soo-min laughed dismissively. Oh, are you saying I, Choi Soo-min, am giving my girlfriend special treatment? Girlfriend? You mean Kyung-joo became Choi Soo-min's girlfriend? Lee Jun-min shook Park Yoon-hee's shoulders angrily. Impossible. That's impossible. How could this? His original plan was to win over Yoon Kyung-joo, become Chairman Yoon's son-in-law, and infiltrate MG Company's core management. Now all his efforts had turned to dust. He looked at Park Yoon-hee before him, his eyes full of suspicion. "You're not lying to me, are you? Who is Choi Soo-min? Why would he be interested in Yoon Kyung-joo?" Park Yoon-hee shook off his hand. "What's the point of arguing with me? What family is Yoon Kyung-joo from? Why wouldn't Choi Soo-min choose her? Huh. I think you should just give up wasting your effort on Yoon Kyung-joo." Before Park Yoon-hee could finish, Lee Jun-min grabbed her wrist hard. "Aish, what are you doing? That hurts." Park Yoon-hee's hand had just healed, and with Lee Jun-min's grip, it almost broke again. "Mark my words. Just wait. They won't be smug for long." Park Yoon-hee crossed her arms, turning her face away. "Huh, I won't let them off easily either. Right after school, Choi Soo-min dragged me to his Aston Martin to take me home." "So you're saying Lee Jun-min has already started making moves?" "Correct. The people I have watching him notice he's been acting strange lately." I tilted my head to look at Choi Soo-min. "Not bad. You're learning to take the initiative." Sitting in the Aston Martin, I let Choi Soo-min drive me home. I rubbed my calves. All the walking to and from school these past few days had made my legs sore. Having a car was much more comfortable. I just hadn't reached a legal driving age yet. Otherwise, I'd have had Chairman Yoon buy me one long ago. "Do you have a driver's license?" Choi Soo-min didn't respond to my earlier comment. Seeing me massage my legs, he suddenly asked this. "No, but I know a little about driving." "Why?" "Sis here was the reincarnation of the Gotham racing god back in the day. I could beat a big shot opponent even in a wheeling Hongguang minivan." "Huh, well then. What would you do if the brakes failed at 180 miles per hour? "No way. Don't scare me." "Aish. Ah." I looked at Choi Soo-min's pale, terrified face. One thought circled in my mind. It's over. It's over. It's over. Sis is about to die again. I should have just taken the butler's car. Choi Soo-min is a walking disaster. "Quick, let's switch seats." I scrambled over Choi Soo-min, trying to climb into the driver's seat. My legs are weak. I can't move." Seeing a sharp curve ahead, I threw myself across him, grabbed the steering wheel, and made a hard turn. "You're crushing me. Get off my face." Choi Soo-min underneath me was making muffled noises, saying who knows what. "What? I haven't lived enough. I haven't even been in love. I don't want to die. Yoon Kyung-joo, I want to say, if there's a next life, could you maybe not eat so much? You're crushing me." "Shut up. This is life or death. If I lose focus, both of us might end up dead right here." "What? I haven't lived enough. I haven't even been in love. I don't want to die." Holding the steering wheel with one hand, I desperately clawed at his mouth with the other. "Call someone. Make a call. Call the police." I was seriously starting to doubt Choi Soo-min was a reborn Chaebol heir and not a reborn Chaebol family's husky. The call won't go through. No signal. I swore inwardly. Holy crap. Whoever did this, just wait until I get my hands on them. Sis will AK-47 them to oblivion. 20 kilometers ahead was the mountain pass road. Once we hit that at this speed, our only option would be to fly off the cliff to a fiery death. Just then, a large truck appeared ahead. "Choi Soo-min, do you dare to bet with me?" "Bet what?" "Bet that we are the protagonists of this world." "Hey, Yoon Kyung-joo, don't die. Don't you dare die." Just before I blacked out, I think I heard Choi Soo-min calling my name. It's nice. In my past life, I didn't have loving parents or caring friends. Now, in the blink of an eye, I have parents, friends, and many people who love me. Suddenly, I felt my face being pinched. Doctor, you said she was fine. Why isn't she awake yet?" The anesthesiologist was pacing anxiously. "That's odd. Miss Kyung-joo's anesthesia should have worn off long ago. Why isn't she awake?" "I'm telling you, if anything happens to her," all tears of emotion almost welled up in my eyes. "Choi Soo-min is actually reliable in a crisis. I'll throw a banquet. A huge one." "Aish, get out of here." I jolted upright like a dying patient snapping back to life. Choi Soo-min looked at me as if he'd seen a ghost. "She's possessed. Possessed. Ah, help, help. It's not my fault. They said you were a goner." "Seriously, not my fault." Choi Soo-min pointed at the room full of doctors and started whimpering. I really wanted to punch him. The anesthesiologist looked like he was about to cry. These were two deities he couldn't afford to offend. "Miss Kyung-joo, I was extremely careful with the dosage. I truly don't know why you woke up so late. I waved my hand dismissively. It's fine. I was just really tired from staying up late last night. I took a little nap just now. Great. Now it was the anesthesiologist who wanted to punch me. I went downstairs in a wheelchair and saw Choi Soo-min's almost totaled Aston Martin. No way, Appa. You still want me to ride in this? I could already imagine Choi Soo-min huffing and puffing as he lifted me into the Aston Martin's trunk before speeding off with me. How could Appa make you ride in this? Are you crazy? Choi Soo-min gestured grandly, and another brand new Aston Martin pulled up in front of us. Okay. I get it. You're rich. No need to say more. I'd rather drive my wheelchair home. I pressed a button on the electric wheelchair and zipped down the hospital ramp. Aish, they really need to make the slope less steep someday. Choi Soo-min jumped down the stairs and blocked my path. The brake failure wasn't an accident. It was sabotage. I jolted, just as I thought. It must have been Lee Joon-min's doing. But I don't understand. Why would he want you dead? If you die, who's he going to marry? Choi Soo-min's IQ instantly went offline. Mine, however, came online. Aish, Appa, you're such an idiot. This is your car, not mine. How would he know I was in your car today? Wait, how did he know I was in Choi Soo-min's car today? Park Hyun-hee. Only Park Hyun-hee knew. So it's you, Park Hyun-hee. You actually wanted me dead. Then don't blame me for being ruthless. Just see how I deal with you two. The moment I wheeled myself home, Chairman Yoon rushed up to me. Kyung-joo, what happened? What happened to your leg? I smiled and patted my leg, indicating it was nothing serious. It's fine, father. Don't worry. Just a little accident on the way back. Choi Soo-min popped out from behind me. Hello, Chairman Yoon. Sorry for barging in unannounced. Seeing Choi Soo-min, Chairman Yoon's face immediately darkened. He hadn't been deaf to the rumors flying around school lately. Hey Emph, this brat trying to steal my daughter. Chairman Yoon, we're here today regarding the recent financial dispute at MG Company. Choi Soo-min produced prepared documents. Lee Joon-min previously served as the CFO at her company before its bankruptcy. However, he wasn't highly valued in your company. Chairman Yoon glanced at me. He found every guy eyeing his daughter annoying. He knew exactly what kind of person Lee Joon-min was. Letting him handle part of the international accounts was already a promotion for him. Now, sure enough, there was a problem with that very part of the accounts. And the guy had even run off, having resigned from the company a while ago. The USB drive, it might still be in his possession. Chairman Yoon's heart sank. That was right. Before fleeing, Lee Joon-min had taken the company's confidential USB drive. To be honest, this was partly my fault. If not for me, Lee Joon-min might not have targeted MG Company. Actually, the accident we encountered today was intentionally caused by Lee Joon-min. What? Hearing this, Chairman Yoon furiously threw the documents in his hand to the ground. I thought that kid was just an opportunist, greedy for wealth. I never imagined he could be so vicious as to harm my Kyung-joo. Tears welled in Chairman Yoon's eyes as he came over and hugged me tightly. It's okay, father. Look, I'm perfectly fine, aren't I? I tried to stand up, but stumbled and nearly fell. Luckily, Choi Soo-min caught me. It's my fault for not protecting you well. I should have sent you to study where your mother is. Chairman Yoon stroked my head, finally uttering two words after a long pause. Call the police. We can't call the police. If we do, he might get desperate and release the USB contents to MG's competitors. That would doom MG Company beyond recovery. Choi Soo-min stopped Chairman Yoon, who was about to make the call. What does it matter if MG is ruined? But what if something happens to Kyung-joo? I can't just stand by. I stepped between them. There is only one plan now. We need to lure the snake out of its hole. Kyung-joo, you're finally back. Kim Soo-ri hugged me tightly, looking at me with concern. I was so worried after I heard about your accident. I wanted to find you at school, but there was too much going on and I couldn't get away. Ha ha. Don't worry. Look, I'm back, aren't I? I hopped a couple of times and walked in a circle in front of Kim Soo-ri. My leg is perfectly fine. Don't worry, Soo-ri. Kim Soo-ri chattered on. Kyung-joo, you don't know. While you were gone, that Park Hyun-hee caused more trouble. She sucked up to the teacher, gave a bunch of gifts, and became the acting lead dancer. But now that you're back, the lead dancer spot is definitely yours again. Kim Soo-ri glanced at Park Hyun-hee, who was watching from not far away, and deliberately raised her voice. Unlike some people who are shameless, taking advantage when others are down to steal their spot. Who are you talking about, Kim Soo-ri? Say that again. Park Hyun-hee stormed over and raised her hand to slap Kim Soo-ri across the face. Ha, hee. I grabbed her wrist hard and twisted it backward, making her cry out in pain and fall to the ground. Park Hyun-hee, I've warned you again and again. It seems you never take my words to heart. I leaned close to Park Hyun-hee's ear, speaking so others couldn't hear. In that case, I'll just send you on your way sooner rather than later. What's going on here? Stop it! The performance is tomorrow. The teacher's sudden appearance seemed like a lifeline to Park Hyun-hee. Teacher, she. Park Hyun-hee pointed at me, but was too scared to say anything coherent. All right, Kyung-joo, since you're back, you'll resume the lead dancer role. Yoon-hee, move to the back. Park Hyun-hee gnashed her teeth in anger. Teacher, you. Then she turned and put on a smug expression. Ha, Yoon Kyung-joo. Just you wait. The lengthy speeches by the leaders in the first half had everyone in the audience nodding off. Seriously, we want to see the lead dance team perform, not listen to these boring speeches. Aish, so annoying. When will the leaders finish talking? When's the next part? Hurry up. What is the school doing? Choi Soo-min, sitting in the front row and sandwiched in the middle, was even more annoyed. The leader's spit was practically spraying in his face. All right. Now let's move on to the next segment. Welcome the lead dance team for their spectacular performance. Let's all enjoy it together. The principal on stage took out a handkerchief to wipe his sweat. Choi Soo-min had been staring at him from below the stage, making him nervous. Finally, I was in my performance outfit, wearing a golden mask. The lead dancer wore gold, while the rest wore silver. The upbeat music paired with the girls' fiery dance instantly ignited the atmosphere in the entire venue. They dance well, but the outfits are just too short. Choi Soo-min watched as the leaders nearby practically drooled, saying unhappily, Yes. We'll definitely make changes next time, a nearby leader said, bowing and scraping. This is the patron, must not offend. No one noticed a strange figure slip backstage. The lights dimmed at that moment. It was time for the lead dancer's solo. I executed move after move smoothly, but a doubt arose in my mind. What's going on? Park Hyun-hee didn't try anything. Next was the most important move. I needed to jump onto the other dancers and then flip in the air to land in front of everyone. Just as I stepped onto Kim Soo-ri's back, I suddenly felt something was wrong. The girl beneath me suddenly grabbed my ankle and flung me forward violently. Oh no, I had no time to react. I wrapped my arms around my head, trying to minimize the impact on my face. Choi Soo-min sensed something was wrong and rushed onto the stage in one swift motion. Click! What was that sound? Choi Soo-min and I had no time to react. A massive LED light fixture came crashing down from the ceiling towards us. It's over. I'm going to die. I closed my eyes, ready to take the fatal blow. Choi Soo-min shielded me with his body, leaning close to my ear to say, if there's a next life, I want to say, I love you. The fact that Choi Soo-min wasn't killed by that LED light fixture was beyond my belief. But it wasn't entirely unexpected. After all, we're the protagonists of this world. What I didn't expect was that the LED light fixture gave Choi Soo-min amnesia. Talk about a clutch plot twist. The world returned to its original track. Choi Soo-min reverted to his proper aloof chairman Choi persona, keeping everyone at a distance. He remembered the whole world, except for me. Under his swift and decisive actions, Park Hyun-hee and Lee Joon-min soon ended up in prison. Barring any accidents, I'd never see those two again in this lifetime. MG Company also flourished more than ever under Chairman Yoon's leadership. As for me, I took Yoon Kyung-joo's body and memories and transmigrated back to my own world. I found myself once again on the street where I had died in my past life. A man was being held at gunpoint by someone from my old gang, and a K-47 pointed at his head. Whoa! A robbery. I know this drill. All familiar faces here. I pulled out a toy gun used for intimidation. None of your business. Go away! Aish! Having a different face sure isn't convenient. I stood there nervously, facing off against them. Suddenly, police sirens rang out. Seems there were patrols not far away. Let's go. We're out. I ignored the man behind me and started walking forward. Yoon Kyung-joo. My heart skipped a beat. Is that Choi Soo-min? Then I laughed. Must be my imagination, thinking about him day and night. How could he be here? Yoon Kyung-joo. Are you crazy? You actually left me here. Wah! You don't care about your Soo-min oppa anymore. Choi Soo-min. It really is Choi Soo-min. Looks like heaven still favors its main characters. This time, it was my turn to lean close to Choi Soo-min's ear and say, if there really is a next life, I also want to say, I love you, the end.